What's that, everybody? It's been an amazing week of summer weather, including some UK record temperatures. Right, in that case, I better get outdoors and do some filming this weekend. Oh, let's just step up onto the bow and it's raining again. Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and today you're joining me on board good old narrowboat Abel's Ark for, well, due to weather conditions, normal sort of day-to-day boat life vlog sort of thing, I suppose. And something I realised when I posted vlog number 44.9, and I was talking in that briefly about the ways that boat life had changed me and talking about the storage and stuff, I realised I hadn't actually used the footage I recorded almost 2 months ago when I was putting the new desk and chair in, and just, well, I thought we'd have a closer look at the very minor alterations and how much of an effect some very subtle changes in the boat has had, and talk about my inverter. So I am now, in the space of, I think it's just over a year, I may have mistakenly said just under a year online previously, have blown my third inverter. Let's take a look at it, and let's take a look at my sneaky little temporary workaround, because my giddy aunt, if there's one thing I don't like, it's spending money. So here is the inverter, or the third inverter. And some people out there who know about these sort of things might immediately think, why have you only got a 1500 watt one, get a more powerful one? And some more critical people out there may say, why on earth are you buying these cheap ones? Get a proper respected brand one and it might last you a little bit longer. And well, again, I just say, I don't really want to spend the money, but here we are replacing it for the third time, so that speaks volumes and tells you everything you really need to know about my strategy of buying cheap and buying often, unfortunately. Now, there is another issue though with getting an inverter for this particular spot where the inverter is located on the back wall here. Now, we've got this wooden panel that obviously covers it up and protects it from, well, day-to-day life. But that slots in this groove here, which doesn't give you a huge amount of space for airflow around even a relatively small, thin inverter like this. So if I get a bigger, more powerful one, or if I get a more respected one, which some of the ones I've seen seem to be a bit more bulky, that's going to give me some issues, because if I'm having it on this back wall, then I have to have something like this covering it all up, because we have got obviously an oven and two hobs that have obviously kettles sending out steam and pots and pans full of boiling water right there. And then on this side we've got the kitchen sink as well, so we've got as much water in the vicinity of the inverter and the leads coming out of the from the main battery bank below in the engine bay. So that's why I need something that can really fit comfortably in this space. I'm going to have to start fetching, trying to create something else to cover this up here, which is an issue because I can't have this side coming too far out because of obviously the oven and all that. So yeah, then if I moved it to a different place in the boat, obviously you've got to then figure out somewhere that it can go that's not going to be in the way all the time when you're living your day-to-day life. Plus, I've got to rewire and fetch the wires up underneath the wall or something, and then have it, well, just again, figure it all out. So I'd much rather have something that's still going to be relatively slimline and fit here than create an awful lot of hassle. But anyway, I do have a little trick up my sleeve for the time being though. So here is my little ace up my sleeve, my friends. As you can see, we've got the engine control panel here, pretty standard stuff. Obviously dials to tell you what's going on with the engine, and your ignition, your stop button, bilge pump, lights, the navigation and headlights and what have you. But all along, until this week, I have not used the secret classic cigarette lighter car style travel port, which for a simple adapter like this, we pop that in, we've now got a properly fully powered, you can see the lights actually come on, fully powered USB port, which can not only be charging things like my phone and all the rest of it, but also with USB-C and USB micro, whatever ports these are, can pop that in and charge up my little battery packs and all sorts of other devices to then take into the boat so that I can charge stuff overnight and all the rest of it, as I have done throughout my time on board Abel's Ark. So yes, that was the great saving moment, because that doesn't run it through the inverter or anything like that. That suddenly it just dawned on me, hang on, there's a cigarette lighter type port on the side. Let's see what we can do there. Right then, my friends, we're about to cut to some clips that I recorded about 2 months or so ago, where it was, again, terrible weather and raining, but it was just in the period after I decided that I wasn't going to sell my boat, so there's a few references to that, and it's basically me just showing you how the boat was with just its very slightly different layout, and then obviously getting the new stuff on board and setting it up. So let's get stuck in. So my friends, as you can see, glancing through the windows here, it really is just unbelievable weather to say that this is early June here in the UK. This is what you expect from the summer, sadly. So, forget all that, let's go into the boat and have a look at what's about to change. So, the first thing that we have got to talk about before we've even got through the doorway, this storage unit here, as you can see, takes up a decent chunk of space in this entrance area. That will be completely removed from the boat. Now, as you can see, there's a few bits of storage here, like baskets and stuff, but really there's not much in any of these. It's just odds and ends, and there's just not a lot going on. So I'll need to figure out just some minor place to store some of these bits and bobs, but I think just being a little bit smarter, it's not going to be too much of an issue. So that will be completely taken off the boat. It'll probably end up at a charity shop or something like that. However, obviously my mother will have first dibs if there's anywhere in the house that can be used. So that being gone will firstly make this a far more open space, but it also gives us the option to exploit one of the amazing coincidences with this boat and my furniture. So I bought, when I was in the flat a year or so ago, I bought this little sofa, and it's only a small cheap sofa, and it just so happens to fit perfectly in this little alleyway, as you can see, between the kitchen unit and the wall. So without this here, the sofa will be able to be pushed right the way up here, either in the night times, or if I want to, for any reason, just create a much bigger open space here, which will be handy, as this desk and chair is going to be removed off the boat. I'm going to keep the drawers of the desk, just because they're just handy and they'll fit nicely underneath the new desk. So, here's the plan. I will have a slightly bigger, higher desk, it's just far better and far more comfortable on the boat, but it will be the same width, so it'll still fit in that space nicely. And I'll have a proper comfortable office chair, like a wheelie chair and all the rest of it. So that chair, it's currently in storage at my mum's house, will be here, and it's nice, it leans back a little bit. It's not a mega sort of chair, which I might invest in if I like this office chair when it's on board. But I just think being able to have this as open space, have my feet up, leaning back in my office chair and that, like my feet up on the little stool storage thing there, I just feel like it could be really nice, especially if we've got weather like this going on and, well, the fire's lit and all the rest of it. Now, equally, another bonus is that having the slightly bigger desk and the way that it'll be set up, because it doesn't have drawers built into it, I'll be able to put those drawers under and to the side, which will also help to conceal these huge weights that help counteract the weight of the fire and the water tanks and the gas bottles and that, which are on this side of the boat. So I've got a few of these sort of weights about, and obviously with those being actually having to go in the base of this desk, it means it's very difficult to move this desk around. So there's certain things like board games and stuff that when me and my friends are on board, it just makes it a hassle, because I like to move the desk into the middle so that someone can sit one side, someone can sit the other. And of course, with a nice wheelie desk and with a nice wheelie office chair and a nice desk that's not weighed down by flipping kilograms and kilograms of iron or whatever that is, it's going to be far easier to be able to have the desk at an angle or whatever and sit around it and play Carcassonne or other such games. Right then, my friends, despite the absolutely appalling weather, I am very glad to say that I've now got some of my new furniture on the boat here to quickly throw together a nice simple desk and stuff like that. I've got clothes and bits and bobs that I've started to fetch back out to the boat after I'd started moving them all into Oswestry to move off the boat. And, well, my goodness me, it's It's excellent to be back and properly getting stuck into boat life again. Ugh. So my friends, the first thing you notice from the back door here is that we've got actual space to walk past the kitchen unit once that square baskety storage section had been moved out. Now, talking about this desktop not being hugely different, it's amazing just what a difference it has actually made. And the fact that it's high enough to get that really comfortable office chair underneath it has made such a difference because, well, you can imagine just being able to rock around in a lovely comfortable chair is so much more pleasant. I didn't realise just how much more pleasant and enjoyable it would make the evenings getting rid of the patio chair that I had under the old desk and just having that extra bit of room. And again, here you can see being able to literally with one hand just gently and easily push the sofa up that way, so then if I want I can lounge about in the office chair. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. You'll notice I kept the drawers on the same side and I've got the weights just exposed on the right hand side beneath the desk there because, well, that was just a better way around to do it really. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it's been another random sort of cobbled together video as I've been curtailed yet again by the weather. But ultimately, I suppose it's all about life. That's the very nature of boat life and being close to nature. Until the next time though, my friends, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want to help me out, please consider checking out the short Kindle books I've written or my paperback collection of some of those Kindle books all about boat life. You'll see links to that in the description below, along with links to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and goodness knows what else, where I post lots of general countryside and canal pictures. And well, I suppose until the next time, my friends, all that's left for me to say is have an absolutely fantastic day, keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell.